guys, Oliver here, and today I will read a text on climate changes. The text I wrote, and it's called Buzzwords: Environment, Development, and Sustainability. A philosophical critic, because this is a philosophical channel. Natural environment. The environment can be better understood if we imagine a funnel, where the broader concept would be everything that exists as matter, all that is empirically sustainable, including your own body. We are part of the environment. We were formed by the environment, and when we die, we return to the environment. Other than that, there are no conditions for you to exist. And when I say you, I don't mean your body, not even your memories, but something more internal and maybe even transcendent, not in the mystical senses. Further down the funnel, we have an environment limited to natural environment as opposed to artificial environment. Natural as opposed to artificial. Being artificial, anything that is invented, created, or manipulated by humans. Understand that the limitation of natural by artificial is already an artificial limitation, because it's a limit that occurs only in the human mind. But human beings are also part of the natural environment, being as natural as a tree. Therefore, we cannot really determine artificiality. We cannot determine artificiality. Such artificiality goes far from unnecessary. We have, for example, cultures where the term environment does not make complete sense because they do not recognize the environment as external to man. Now, in philosophical terms, beyond mere environmental conscience, I highlight the evidential inconcretude of the matter. That is, we still cannot strictly prove the reality of the world and how it presents itself. See 3 examples. To be is to be perceived. Esse est percipi. Or, if a tree falls in a forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make any sound? George Berkeley. Here, David Berkeley. I wrote George, but actually it's David. Here, David Berkeley, 12 March from 1685 from 12 January 1753, introduced immaterialism. For Berkeley, matter, ample term for environment, only exists in the condition of being perceived. In simple words, it only exists in your mind. Man created God in his own image. Ludwig Feuerbach introduced the concept of materialism. In his philosophy, there is no God, no metaphysics, or even ideas unconditionally to matter. By this, all human ideas come from environment. Experience without theory is blind, but theory without experience is mere intellectual play. Immanuel Kant. Both of these above ideas are highly questioned because of its extremism. The most common is to follow the common sense as that I presented by Kant. Both matter helps in the formulation of the mind, giving a structure to it, and the mind conceives ideas independently of matter such as time and space. But in philosophical vision, it is possible to fully know the matter, the thing itself, much less it is a conscious consensus that science could do this. To conclude, I make it clear that not even the concept of environment is a consensus in philosophy. Therefore, the same can only be treated from an ideological point of view, that is, adhering to one of the aforementioned views or adhering to common sense. A funny quote. Oh, I'm naked, but whatever. Now you guys see the real me. See me the way I come to this world. Maybe that is the way we should act. Return to primitivism. Another quote. Now guys, do your part and fight against the pollution of our planet, while I fight against the sun that also will explode and extinct human life unless we extinct ourselves first. Development. Similar to the environment, the buzzword development has a range of interpretations. Environment has only one definition but varies in the interpretations. By the definition, development means addition or even creation of new resources or non-material goods. Having in mind that non-material goods are not a source of pollution, let's focus on material goods. Humans cannot create material goods. We only can transform them, usually from a primary state to a secondary state or tertiary state. This transformation liberates particles in space. These particles could or could not be harmful to the planet. This is a fact. We can't deny it. And harmfully may be a very vague term. In extreme cases, if we define harmful as any unnatural that minimally causes the natural environment, we would conclude that it's impossible for a man to produce or develop without being harmful to the planet, even if it's minimal. Unnatural or artificial would be anything that is fast enough so nature would not adapt, usually resulting in elimination of the biological environment. Those changes commonly occur surrounding human societies in such a way that even those not burned yet are already contained. Burned not by fire, but burned by birth. Especially by the systems of poisoning of insects. In general, all human beings have similar biological systems in such a way that something that is harmful to an insect will be harmful in a lower level to a human. All humans are contained, even those who have not yet been born. Now, the correct word with O, burn, because those chemical components cause harm, especially to the fetus. Sustainability. Sustainability would simply be the idea of developing without causing much damage to the planet, which is an excellent idea. This must start in everyday life and end on an overall basis. For example, you could use a bike instead of a car to go to work, but in extreme case, you could develop a way to lessen the pollution of oceans. Your own project. The only thing we shouldn't is to wait till the government solves our pollution problem, because government can't solve anything or any problem. We must never anticipate the doom. Spoiler, we are gonna die in the end. To conclude, the alternative is that everything starts individually, from the definition of concepts such as environment, development, and sustainability to the practice. which can only be done starting from the individual. It can be polluting less in your small day-to-day actions, boycotting companies that pollute, or in the last case, it is even more effective developing ideas that you can even sell to companies in a way that result in less pollution. Oh, fuck. Any action that is mandatory does not conscientize, but rather alienates. So basically, everything starts by the individual.